Good evening, my friends in. I think if you're in America, we're sharing well more of in some time zone. Maybe there's a time difference, 1 hour, 2 hours, like that. Ugandans, you're sleeping, and if you wake up, you'll be able to see this recording online. You'll follow it up and perhaps get something out of it. Since morning, I've been talking about our social media accounts. This one, I'm giving you information based on my own experience. Well, when I'm looking for jobs here, the organizations ask me for my social media account. Give us your Facebook page and a password, and I do it. And maybe I don't get the jobs because when they look at perhaps the way I communicate up there, and I realize I just needed to tell you about social media accounts. Whereas the social media accounts are a means of communication. I find now in the car, people power. How are you, Afande Momo? How are you? I'm just trying to let me talk to our kids back in Uganda because they don't have anybody to talk to them. Let me talk to our kids back in Uganda. You know, it is hurting. I find if you look at the quality of our communication line, the kids are mad. There's a generation gap totally. But then it hurts me. These are not, you know, when they say if Bobby Wine doesn't control Bobi Wine doesn't control his supporters. I have seen people in Saudi Arabia spitting fire. I have seen young people in South Africa spitting fire. I have seen, I don't know, the best word is Munsiza Arabu. They call themselves Kadama. They drink, they dance, and you just see, you cannot easily see that these are people trapped. And they use very hostile language. But then, why are they doing this? So, nobody should say that these are Bobby Wine supporters or people power. I am here a supporter of young people, not necessarily Bobby Wine, but a supporter of young people. We have created a country where there is no relationship between the young people and the adults. And it is high time the adults try to bridge this gap. If you went on social media, Lukanga, you're welcome to class. Yes, I normally say when you come to class, you say present, sir. You're welcome to class. There is a gap. Some of us who have come from public service, Uganda, wherever, you are not supposed to talk until you're authorized. If you are not a spokesperson from Lago Hospital, you are not supposed to make a statement. If you are not a spokesperson for, you know, like in government of Uganda, you're not supposed to make a statement. I have been punished several times for writing in New Vision, for writing in Monitor, for writing in all the newspapers I used to write. Whenever I wrote an article, I am summoned. I lost jobs just because of writing. So we are having a system where some of us who have now gained, I call it gaining freedom, we're in these countries where there's freedom of speech. There's freedom of speech. So we can say almost anything and nobody punishes us for what we are saying. Now, in Uganda, people are yet to know that the internet is liberating young people. The internet is liberating young people. So all the young people you see online are kind of liberated. And this is what I was telling you people in the morning, that try as much as possible. Try as much as possible to record these oppressors of yours, of ours. Let's keep records. Facebook will always bring back these records. And that's why I also told you that be very careful, because these records will be used against you. Here, in these places where we are, when you're looking for a job, they do what they call background check. Background check. And your background check goes into so many of these things, including your social media accounts. My dear, the world can be made so small for you using your background check when they do the background check. But that said, I just want to assure every young person in Uganda, you have the power in your hands. And that is, if you have the phone that can allow you to record, if you have a phone that can allow you to speak like I'm doing, do it. And when you go out and you see somebody being beaten, record. Yes, Solomon, you don't sleep. You're the warriors online all the time who are causing chaos. I've never seen Solomon missing being online. What do you do online? But then use this being online effectively. When we're talking about oppressors, just record and put it online. We are trying to make the world, when they told you that we're a global village, I am speaking here, and I've already seen Solomon in Uganda. So we are saying the global village must be made good. If America is good, Uganda must be good. Let's use the social media to push for same conditions everywhere. If James has freedom of speech in America, why doesn't Solomon have freedom of speech in Uganda? We are going to disarm the local defense force by just posting pictures. Their behavior, just put it online. Some of us know where to post these things now. Put somebody caning a child online and leave it for me. I know where to use it. We know all where these child advocates, we know all human rights officers, we know where these guys are. There's no way you are going to beat somebody in Uganda and you expect me not to tell your story in America. I am your ambassador now here. I'll pick that story, take it to the hospital where I work, and say, see how my people are being treated by you people. So be courageous enough. The internet has liberated you. The internet is granting you freedom. Use it effectively. Don't use your social media account. Let it not be a battleground. Speak about yourself every day. Come here on the internet and use your brain. You are marketing yourself. You are talking to us. You are talking to America. You are talking to Europe. You are talking to South Africa. You are talking to the Arab world. So why would people see you as this nasty person? Let the conditions at home not make the world small for you. Let the condition at home not make the world small for you. I am simply telling you this because you who is 20 today, you who is 18 today, and you go online and you are using all this dirty language, pictures don't lie. Oh, the Facebook will not lie. The Facebook will capture you and bring these memories. The Facebook will capture these memories and somebody will use them when you're trying to move across the world. I know the conditions at home are bad. Some of us feel it because now if a person like me is not with young people anywhere, I am a youth mentor. I am a youth mentor who cut off myself from the young people because of the conditions that were operating around me with the young people. But let those conditions not make you to ruin your future. Solomon, what you say on Facebook today, this thing is not yours. This thing is not us. This somebody invented this thing, a young person, and the whole world watches us. So as you speak, they just capture this information. And this information is kept for years. You're most likely, I didn't know I would ever end up in America. I didn't know I will ever end up in America. And do you know how easy my visa interview was? It was just, James, bring your passport. And they stamped it. So, take care. You might think we are abusing Bobby Wine. we might even think we are abusing Bosco. we might think that we're even abusing Bosco. But there is somebody who will use it saying that if this man treated Bosco this way. Yes, Bosco is a dictator. But we can bring out his dictatorship in a way that does not ruin you who is bringing it out. You can record Bosco's policeman. You can record Bosco's soldier. You can record Bosco's LODU and just put it here. And then if you can't talk about it, leave us to talk about it for you. Leave us talk, because the moment you put for me an LODU kenning a Ugandan, me, I know how to use it. I know how to use it. I'll go and say, look here. This is happening on the Kampala streets. This is campaign time and this is what is happening. So, most of this accusation that Bobi Wine should control his supporters, it's not Bobi Wine. It's a whole gap. It's a whole gap between us. I have not seen anybody of my age, 56 years, coming online to talk like I'm talking to young people. We are all media shy and we are all protecting sometimes our public service jobs. But the young people are online. The young people are online. The internet is an information age. It is changing the way the whole world runs. So let's not fear to use the information age. What do you have? What can you sell to the world, to the global village? Something that you are doing in Uganda, an American will admire. Something that you are doing online that somebody in Netherlands will admire. You people, you know that Cheptegei runs in Kapchorwa. Cheptegei runs in Kapchorwa, in the mountains. But then he's invited. He's invited across the world because they admire what he's doing in the mountains of Kapchorwa. You who is at the source of the Nile, what are you telling us in the world about the source of the Nile? You who is seeing a baboon in Bustema, how do you bring this baboon to market Bustema? I know we have a problem as young people. The problem is big, and I'm with you 100%. I am Mamvuli. I am Mamvuli. Not that I am simply saying push on, push on. The world, the earth is an inheritance for all of us from God. Why would you allow a few fathers, a few old people to die with Uganda? These old people want to take Uganda to the grave with them. We inherited gold from God. We inherited fish. If you're coming from Busia, you know. Tamale mirundi favali emitwe jengege. Guno mutwe gwengege. The sharpness you see here was because I was eating tilapia. Now, if you go to Busia, I'm telling you a true story. If you go to Busia, if you ate fish, these guys even bring sniffer dogs to ask you, where did you get this fish from? Can you imagine we people from Busia, they bring sniffer dogs to find out where you got the fish from. I can no longer pick a hook. I grew up, by the way, I grew up fishing. Ngankwate Bakaita Kalobo. I could get a hook, go to the lake, pick fish, and you go, and right now you cannot even use a hook in my area to get fish because there is an investor who has taken over the lake and the fish is now theirs. So who is this person who has sold off everything that we knew that belonged naturally to us, an inheritance from God? Young people, you young people, whether you're in NRM, whether in FDC, whether you're in DP, whether, just know you have no world left for you. If you're an NRM and you know you're the NRM majority, please tell them that you guys, it is the fish that we need. Tell them it is the gold that belongs to us that you have given away that is causing the hooligans. How can you tell me now that I cannot fish in Lake Victoria and I'm from Busia? The only thing that identifies anyone from Busia is Osumanengeni. That was our identity. Osumanengeni, fish and millet bread, that was our identity. Now, me person from Busia now can't be identified with Osumanengeni. So the young people, you have a duty. The duty is not coming online to start abusing each other. The duty is coming online and demand for these fathers, because it's like, I am your father and you don't want to demand for anything from me, and you see me going to the grave and you see me aging, going to die, and you don't want to ask for something from me. What are you inheriting from us? Those are questions every young person should ask. Muzei, and you call the president, you call Bosco Muzei, Muzei otuleke deochi, otulekerachi. If they say the debt, I hear our debt burden is for 100 years. I'm 56 years. Thank God maybe I'll live for another because our life expectancy in Uganda is 58 for men, which means I'm perhaps having 2 years left to die. And I'm leaving you a young man with a debt that you don't even want to ask me, Daddy, how am I going to pay this debt? You picked this money. Account for this money you picked. So young men, there are serious issues. It's not these ones where people say, I saw today, the people who are crossing to where? If we're on a sinking boat and you sit on the upper side of the sinking boat, you're not safe. It's a matter of time and the boat sinks with all of us. So young men, young women, I am so happy If you go to my Facebook page, I'm promoting young girls. Shemu Malende, I don't know who I've just put them there because, yes, that is it. Come up. Otulesa otia, mutuleka mutia. Ask us. People ask us these questions every day. Mutuleka mutia. Me, I want to hear a young person asking, Mutuleka mutia. For me, I'm going to tell you, ku stage ya Uganda najivamo na balekera. Occupy my space. If you're a health worker, if you're a clinical officer like me, look for my job in Uganda. I moved, let me also now scratch here. Let these old people come and we scratch here and we leave for you people stage. It is so hurting that they even now come here again to start. They're coming here and messing up here or too. Afande Momo, come online and talk to young people. Tulaga abana bano. Because they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. So if I can't say it here, who will say it? They don't know what to say. Afande Momo, I am from Busia. My whole childhood, I would go to school, boarding school, but the holiday, I was always looking towards the holiday to go fishing. I always loved going home for holiday because I want to go fishing. And now in the lake, in the rivers, in all the streams of Busia, you can't fish. Just going with a hook to the river, you are arrested. There's somebody walking with a gun, arresting a local villager fishing. So how can we say we have no inheritance from God as Ugandans? How can we say we who produce these children will have nothing to hand to them, but instead we're handing to foreigners? It's not about Bobby Wine. It's not about Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine has only jumped in front of a nasty situation. And he can't handle it. He can't. Afande Bunyora, I know it very well. When I was, you can imagine, Afande, if I told you my story, when I was growing up, to go to Hoima Stadium, I ran in Hoima Stadium as a young person. Hoima Stadium, I ran there. The silence, yes, Lukanga, the silence has cost us a lot and our country is no longer available. It is not there, but the people who are selling us are still alive. And this is what I'm saying. You don't need guns. You don't need guns. You just need what we are doing now. What I'm doing with you people now. Let's talk. Let's talk about this. Let's tell the whole world about it. We are talking about sanitizing the world. Sanitizing the world, not COVID-19. But I'm saying this because we are the same global village. COVID-19 started in China. It ended up in America. It is now locking up people in Uganda. So we are just the same village. The problems of young people have started up in Uganda. Don't get excited that it's in Uganda. It is going to spread. It is going to send young people in the Arab world. It is going to send young people in America. It is going to send young people in Europe. We are going to create chaos. Let's sanitize the world by raising up voices. Raise up your voices for every young person we have produced, for every young person working on night and talk. What's a Jaman? Who refuses me to talk? Because you're putting on the NRM? What's a who's refusing me to talk? Yes, a Chameleon was canned. I saw it. Yes, a Chameleon was canned. The law is not such that you use the law to steal for people. You use the law to guide people. I have not seen government of Uganda, for example, the Freedom Square. I have not seen the government of Uganda putting seats there and inviting those who want to express themselves freely. Wasajja, I am a sportsman. You are running, we are now running the Golden League. You saw they created spaces in Europe for Cheptegei, the Winnies, the who to go and run. I want to see that created in Uganda. What are you talking about? Most of you, the Wasajjas, you talk because is getting small. You will not eat forever. If I say freedom of speech is stifled, Wasajja, me who is speaking? I'm a clinical officer by profession. Google my name. Any article I wrote in the newspaper always. Any article I wrote in the newspaper always. You are not supposed to speak. Any article I wrote always led me to disciplinary action. And yet I could write about drugs being stolen in the hospital. And yet I could write about maladministration in the hospital. Wasajja, I can write about stealing of COVID funds and somebody will want to punish me. Me, you see here. Wasajja, I am not silent. I am lucky. And Wasajja, for your information, you can cross-check. I am here because of speaking. It's because of speaking and it's because of seeking freedom to speak that I made myself free. Yes, me, nobody stops me from speaking. Nobody stops me from... And this is what I'm saying. I am encouraging young people. Let's use the social media not to abuse each other. Just pick somebody with a gun. Wasajja, you can see. Since morning, I drove out at 4:30. I have not seen anybody with a gun. But in Uganda, by the time I left Uganda, by 1998, all sports field had people with AK-47 monitoring our games. Wasajja, you know what I'm talking about? Perhaps I'm older than you. And perhaps you're an old man who has sold his brain, who doesn't want to see what is happening. Freedom of speech in Uganda is not there. Do you know something about the Public Management Order something bill? Do you know? I am now a certified public manager in USA. Certified public manager. I don't have any rules that stifle people from speaking. Well, Njogede Bimala, let's pick up from there tomorrow. Wasajja, I have spoken. I can tell you, people are now maybe hunting for me. They are going to hunt for me, but for me, no way. At 56, my grave is large enough for me. The young people who are using abusive language are not Bobby Wines. They are our children who have a generation gap. Nobody is speaking to them. They're online. Wasajja, I want you to come online tomorrow. I want to give you a booking, me and you, and we speak online and see if you're able to say what I'm saying. Wasajja, tomorrow I'm inviting you on my line page and we talk. And please, first Google my name. I'm James William Mugenyi. I go by those names. I am not shy. I am not shy about my Facebook account. My Facebook account has been used several times on me for job interviews. Wasajja, I'm going to Google your Facebook account and see what's there. For those in America, it is 8 in the evening. I can say good night. For those in Uganda, I don't know what time it is. I'll say good morning. But please, know how to use your social media account. That was my main speech. Your social media account is your CV. Is your CV. Forget about the CV. When they say bring your CV and you write, that one is forged. Your social media account. You go to your social media account. You go to my social media account. There is work there. There's work there. You can use my social media account to give me a job. If I went to your social media account, what do I get? And that's what the human resource systems are now using. So if you have ever put something on Facebook, make sure it is selling you, not destroying you. Good night and good morning to Mike. Let's pick up tomorrow. Thank you.